I've been using the iPadOS 18 for the last week, and this is my M4 iPad Pro review, updated. So when I made that review, I told you, whenever iPadOS 18 launches, I will revisit the M4 iPad Pro and I'll make a review. Because I think it was important to make this distinction. iPad Pro with the new vision for the iPadOS for next year and the M4 iPad Pro. I made a review and I had good things to talk about it, but I had some critiques on iPadOS. And now Apple has launched iPadOS 18. I've been using it. Is it any good? Did it fix any of my issues? Let's talk about it. So, first, what is new on iPadOS 18? What can we expect from this new iPadOS update whenever you upgrade? Well, pretty simple. You will only get a new calculator app, you will only get a new menu bar app, and all of the iOS 18 changes. Nothing more. And by the sound of this, well, you might actually notice that I'm very, very disappointed. But let's just look how it works, and then we will discuss the M4 iPad Pro in 2024. So, what are the new features for iPadOS 18? Well, easy. The new calculator app and the new menu bar on every single Apple app. Yes, not more than that. The rest are just new iOS 18 features. So, iPadOS 18 was more of a iOS 18 2.0 for iPad. Really strange, but I think we need to talk about it. So, for the first big feature on iPadOS 18, the calculator app, finally we got the new calculator for an iPad. When Apple actually launched the calculator app, I was thinking, well, just another calculator app for the iPad. But no, they actually did some things really, really interesting. They launched the new scientific calculator, they launched the new Math Notes feature, which is incredible. It's like a manuscript calculator. Insane, works really, really well. It's hard to show you, but essentially, you grab your Apple Pencil, you go into your iPad, and you start scribbling. You just put manual calculations, like 4 plus 4 equals 8, or even 4 times 4 equals 16, or even you can create equations that the iPad will solve you. For example, 2x squared plus 2x plus 4 equals 0. It will give you the value of x. Or examply, you can create a function, y equals 2x, and it will insert a graph. And all of these, you can change the variables later, and it will update them in real time. So, this new calculator app will be very, very useful for students that are on a math course, or they need it for university, school, whatever. This does not rob you of the knowledge, no, but this requires you to have it. It just makes you the calculations faster. So I think that for university courses, this will be a huge, huge thing. Because imagine engineering courses without you having the need to grab the calculator, make the calculus, and then go back to the sheet to continue your problems. No, you just put the problems on your sheet, and the sheet solves it magically. This is a big feature. I think that iPadOS 18 nailed it. I think this is the best feature overall on iPadOS 18. There's nothing that actually can trump this. Other than that, only very, very small features. Because next, we got the menu bar. The menu bar is just a Dynamic Island 2.0. And you have the menu on top, just like on Dynamic Island, and you can change the tabs. Instead of having the sidebar on the iPadOS, now you have the menu bar. But whenever you want to, you can call by the sidebar by tapping on the top left corner, and it will open up the sidebar. So, nothing new there. This is a very, very small feature. In the last week, I used it because it was there. It was faster to have the menus up there. Was it a huge improvement? No. So, yes, it's kind of a gimmick at the end of the day. So, yeah, the calculator app was cool. The menu bar, well, a gimmick. And finally, well, the last thing, exclusive to iPadOS, at least for now, which is the remote control of the screen of another iPad user. Yes, on FaceTime, if you want to control another screen now from another user, you can simply just control their screen. Instead of calling them and saying, no, you have to do this, no, you have to do this. No, now you can have tech assistants via FaceTime just by remote controlling their screen. You can do this on the Mac, you can do this on the Windows computers for a very long time, but now you can do this on your iPad. As for how the new iOS 18 features look on iPad and perform on iPad, well, just like you are thinking. They look pretty cool. I love these new iOS 18 customizable features. The new home screen customization is really, really cool. I customized my home screen in this way, and I think it looks really good. I like to have the dark mode icons on the enlarge setting. So they hide the text. I don't like the text saying whatever app it is. I just know. So I like this more minimalistic look. And also I have these more spaces between apps and widgets. So I have them separated by different utilities. On the top, I have my glance widgets. On the bottom, I have my interactive widgets, which is the email widget, and I have my YouTube Studio app, FaceTime app, which are the most important apps for me. As for the new control center, I have the basic stuff. I have the stage manager control, the torchlight, I have the Apple remote control on iPad, which is really cool, the screen record feature, which is also very, very useful for me when I'm screen recording my iPad, and yes, finally, I do have the low power mode whenever I need it. So this is my basic control center. I can scroll down and then, of course, show you even more apps and even more pages, but I don't think this is useful in my use case. I do believe that lots of people will use this whenever new third-party apps launch more customizable, I would say, interactive widgets for the control center, shortcuts for the control center, but for now, I have nothing. As for the lock screen, the iPad does not have the torchlight, neither the camera shortcuts, so you cannot change them. I don't know why, at least Apple gives us this, but no, you don't have these options and you cannot customize them. You can only change the widgets, whatever. As for my basic wallpaper, I have the wallpaper from iPadOS 18, which I do believe looks really, really cool. So, as for the iOS 18 features, the basic customizable features, these are it. But then, the biggest UI change, it was on the Photos app, and the iPadOS 18 does also get the new Photos app. And I do believe this new Photos app is pretty cool. This new look just looks better on iPad because the display is bigger, it's just more immersive. You have these photos looking bigger, the videos looking bigger, the new menus. If you scroll down, you get the new options. For example, if you go into the Photos app, the new Photos app, it will be presented with an incredible look at your photos, your notifications, and you can already, like if you push up, you will have the option, have the filters, and yes, you will have the filter option, the view option, the sort by recent, sort by date capture. If you filter, you can have just screenshots, favorites, edited, photos, whatever. You can select whatever you want to, which is pretty cool. The menu bar, the thing that I talked to you about before, now is on the bottom, the years, months, all. You can also click out of it. You can scroll to the right, you'll have your feature photos. You can scroll another to the right, you'll have the remember when, and then the favorites, and then the videos. This is just a different way to interact with the photos that looks pretty cool. You can scroll down then after that, and it will give you more memories, more albums, recent days, pinned memories, people, feature photos, trips, all of these. And if you scroll down, you have another menu, which is the media types. You can select videos, selfies, utilities, and wallpaper suggestions. So I do believe this is a different way to have a look at the new Photos app. But on the iPad, you also have the new sidebar, or the old sidebar. So whenever you want, you just can scroll it to the left, and you'll have the old sidebar to choose between all the memories. So yeah, I think this is a new way to interact with photos. It's a new UI, and I love it. It's way more immersive. All the videos just come through, live photos come through. It's a different way. It's not as archaic, and different look is always nice. Useful? Yes, but is it a big thing? No. Does it change the perspective of the M4 iPad Pro for me? No. And that's something that I want to talk about right now. It's the M4 iPad Pro. Because I do believe that with this very weak upgrade for iPadOS 18, well, we already knew that this was happening. We already knew that iPadOS 18 would be disappointing. Every year, there's always that little bit of hope that Apple will change iPadOS forever. But no, this year was again the same thing. So, yes, very disappointed. Let's talk about the M4 iPad Pro, shall we? Now, after updating for iPadOS 18, what are my thoughts on the M4 iPad Pro? Well, the same. I do believe that the M4 iPad Pro, whatever, any iPad Pro available currently on Apple's lineup, is very limited in terms of software. Now that we saw iPadOS 18, I can 100% for sure tell you this is not a laptop replacement. This has tons of limitations. Apple did not fix my biggest issue with iPadOS, background multitasking. Yes, you cannot have background multitasking on your iPad Pro. This is terrible. You cannot have tasks on the background working, for example, exporting videos, exporting photos, while you are doing other things. You cannot. So this is terrible for my workflow, this is terrible for most professionals' workflow, and this is terrible for most people. So if you like exporting videos, exporting photos, if it's your work, and while you're doing so, you are optimizing your time by doing other things like thumbnail editing if you are a YouTuber, or email responding, whatever, anything. You cannot. It will cancel the other task. You can only do one task at a time. And that's terrible. That's something that is completely ridiculous on iPadOS, and Apple did not fix it. So the same issues here, the same issues as before. This is a big deal in my opinion. It's a deal breaker for a laptop replacement. So the iPadOS currently is very limited. It's the same thing. The menu bar did not change anything. The new calculator app is cool, but it only made the iPad even more iPad, not closer to a laptop. So I think that this iPadOS 18 showed us the future that Apple is giving for the iPad. This completely overkilled hardware, this amazing thin design, incredible display, Apple Pencil Pro, all of this is insanely good. But the iPadOS software will not take us to a laptop replacement. It won't. iPadOS will force us to make the iPad an iPad. I know it's strange to say, but with this software, I'm convinced that Apple is going to make the iPad even more of an iPad and not a laptop replacement. What do I mean by this? Well, simple. The iPad is really good at doing iPad things, Apple Pencil things, note-taking. With the new calculator app, this just cements that, because now you'll be able to have maths on your Apple Pencil. Apple is improving Apple Pencil software day by day, iPadOS by iPadOS, and this is really powerful. So now, if you do value a lot note-taking, school, Apple Pencil, the iPad Pro is the best device for that. Yes, this is true, because by solving problems just by hand, not creating this friction between the iPad Pro and another devices, the iPad Pro can do anything on your university course. It can be your note-taking sheets, can be your calculator, can be everything. And with the Apple Pencil, this becomes really strong. The second upgrade on iPadOS 18 that I don't think makes any difference on these iPads is the new menu bar. The new menu bar, like I told you and showed you before, is completely and utterly useless in terms of improvements on the iPad. Just makes it another way to input, another way to interact with the ecosystem and with iPadOS. Is it useful? No. Is it a gimmick? Yes. Does it make any difference on the M4 iPad Pro? No. So, yes, no new live upgrades on iPadOS 18 to take advantage of the amazing M4 iPad Pro's display. No. No new advantage, no new workflow, no new upgrade to take advantage of the new M4 chip present on this iPad Pro. No new Files app to take advantage of the amazing Thunderbolt port and the capabilities of this device. So we are stuck. We are stuck with the same Files app. We are stuck with the same operating system. We are stuck with the same limitations. Another year, another set of issues. The same set of issues that Apple does not want to fix. So with this, I think my opinion on the iPad Pro is pretty simple. This is a different type of computer. This is not a laptop replacement, and sometimes this is not even a laptop alternative. This is a different computer overall. This is a different way to interact with a computer. This is a touch-based device that focuses on the Apple Pencil, and sometimes you can use a keyboard with the Magic Keyboard. And Apple gives you insanely good accessories for that. The Magic Keyboard is incredible. The new way to interact with iPadOS, with the trackpad that has been here for the last 3 years, is also really good. The magnetic mouse is incredible. And the magnetic cursor just works really well. But at the end of the day, it's still an iPad. All the limitations are here, and I don't think this can replace your laptop. So, who is the iPad Pro for? Well, artists, students that want to take advantage of their university course, they want the best display possible to watch movies, and they really love this 13-inch form factor and this very thin and portable device, then this is the computer for you. Instead of buying a MacBook Air and an iPad Air, you can buy an iPad Pro and it can do almost all of your work. But if you are a user that likes to use, I don't know, any type of background multitasking, that likes to do any type of real work, professional work, do not buy an iPad Pro for that. This is very limited. And in a professional setting, you don't want to have any type of limitations, any type of frustrations that will limit your capability of work and your output. So, yes, very disappointed with iPadOS 18. It has completely reduced the iPad for me, has a note-taking device, a media consumption device, and it has not upgraded the iPad in my lineup for a computer. Yes, I was very eager to replace my M1 Max MacBook Pro 16-inch for most tasks with the iPad Pro. This is much thinner, like this is much more portable. This 13-inch display is incredible. It's even better than my mini LED display. The Apple Pencil is really useful for those things. I could only take this iPad Pro in my backpack and I would be happy if I would have iPadOS 16 be better. Yes, Currently, really disappointed with the iPad Pro and iPadOS 18. And I think that Apple should have done better when releasing this new upgrade. But let me know in the comments below what you think. Do you think that iPadOS 18 failed us? Do you think that the M4 iPad Pro now will be another failed device? Do you think the M4 iPad Pro will be remembered as just another big hardware jump and another software limited device? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you guys for watching. Drop a like down below, subscribe to the channel. Bye bye.